Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Children, let's go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Feel it in your hearts. How can we sing Krishna? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Chandan, are you there? Chandan? Chandan? Okay, well, Chandan, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. What a nice little nook here. It's cozy. Chandan, we'll just do a little kata now, is that okay? A little kata?
Yes, yes, Maharaj.
Okay, great.
Yes, please.
I'm not going to get too elaborate. This is like a party feel, and I'm not so much physically up to too much more myself. But thank you for coming. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do you want to put him somewhere where he can sit? I don't mind if he comes here, to be honest with you. He's taking up at least 2 spaces in this book. Jai, Haribol. Exhausted himself. Haribol. Jai. Is Rishishwara here?
I think south of Alachua.
Oh, I see. He's in Florida right now. He's in
Prabhu on the
Sorry, foods.
And yes, of course, Mahabhagavad, that special touch that reminds us of the SPT.
And who was on cartels? I could hear them, but I couldn't see who was playing.
And the Prabhu also.
Ah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hitesh. Yes, thank you so much. I thought it might be appropriate just to look at one shloka from Bhagavad Gita, just to keep us a little tuned to Shastra. Today is April, right? And it's the 23rd?
Yes.
Correct? So we're looking at chapter 4 from Bhagavad Gita, Transcendental Knowledge. And it's text 23. Just taking care of a few things. Getting a little enlightened. Getting lit.
Would you like a microphone, Maharaj? Or you're okay?
If you like, it's up to you.
You're asking.
Do we need one?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Some are asking for it.
So what do you think, Gita? Do we need one?
Stand. Stand.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Maybe this is slightly better? Slightly? Okay. I won't be too long. I have a bad knee that's not allowing me to go on too long here. Anyways, here we go. Gata sangasya muktasya jnana vastita chetasaha yagya yat charita karma samagram pravaliyate. And the translation: the work of a person who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. Please repeat. The work of a person who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. Wow, you guys are great. So alert.
You are great.
So responsive, isn't it? Good. Here's the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Becoming fully Krishna conscious, one is freed from all dualities and thus is free from the contamination of the material modes. He can become liberated because he knows his constitutional position in relationship with
Krishna.
This means Krishna, okay? And thus his mind cannot be drawn from Krishna consciousness. Consequently, whatever he does for
Krishna.
who is the primeval Vishnu. Therefore, all his works are technically sacrifices because sacrifice aims at satisfying the Supreme Person or Vishnu. Got it. Wow, subtle moves and you guys get it. The resultant reactions to all such work certainly merge into transcendence, and one does not suffer material effects. Jai, Hare Krishna. We chose the verse because it's 4:23 in terms of our month
date.
and the date. Okay? After Earth Day, Hare Krishna. I had to choose a shloka, right? Okay, so it's nice. Unattached, detached. This house, when I came in, this is a semi-detached house. A unique house with many stairways. It's very narrow. Okay. But it's attached to the building next to it, right? At least on one side. I'm not sure if on the other side.
No,
It's kind of sandwiched. It's detached
Yes.
or semi-detached?
No, detached.
Totally detached.
Totally, it stands on its own.
Yeah. My neighbor is also here.
Yeah, she's our neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, the neighbor. So that
Yeah.
glues it all together. Neighbors always glue together to form a community. Right. Anyways, it's always good to, what do they say about neighbors? If you got a good fence, got a good, like a bush or whatever you call it, then you've got a good neighbor. Otherwise. All right. So. Modes of material nature. How many modes are there? Somebody said 4? Three. Okay. What are they?
Sattva-guna,
Sattva-guna,
Rajaguna,
Rajaguna,
Tamaguna.
Tamaguna. Great. And Sattva-guna refers to people who are quite thoughtful, right? When you're thoughtful, you take a little time to make your decisions. You take time before you speak, before you do a slap. If it be, maybe you won't slap if you give yourself enough time. You know what I'm referring to, probably. It's been in the news. Okay, so that's what it means to be very thoughtful, and generic term goodness. That's what Prabhupada uses. Right? Goodness is very sort of a general term. So just to make it a little more detailed, it just means take a little more time, be a little more patient with your thoughts and your actions. And then we also have Rajagun, which is, what does it mean to be Rajasic? Agitated. See how agitated I am right now? Gayatri, how are you? I'm doing okay, but I'm in a place called Scarborough, and we're in a house program right now. There's
Okay.
all these smiling. Can they all say Haribol to you all the way to Montreal? 1, 2, 3.
Krishna.
They said that.
I can call you tomorrow as you wish.
Yes, aujourd'hui.
Okay.
All right, fantastic. Look at those little surprises. So we're talking about rajas, okay? Rajas means that people are basically kind of restless. They don't know patience. And it's hard to make decisions in that mode. It's very difficult, you know? Because there's all these pushings that come from the body, from different angles, through the organs and so on. Like there's a lot of explosions going on. You know, it doesn't permit for careful thought. So that is rajas, and rajas has its place. It's not. We're not saying it's terrible. It just needs to be tempered. You know what it means to be tempered. What if you eat a hot chili? How do you temper it? Grab a banana. One of my good friends, this is when exotic things first started coming into the grocery stores in Canada, and one devotee just tried, without making sure, checking out one of those hot chili things, and it was really agonizing. He just went for the first banana. So we have to temper our rajas, right? And then there's also tamas, which is stagnancy, not moving, like stagnant water. You ever seen stagnant water? It's very unappealing. You wouldn't want to drink it. You want to swim through it or even wade in it. It's very contaminating. So that is tamas, and those are the 3 modes of material nature that you want to try to get free from. Well, let's say you employ them, and Krishna said, "Hey, he came back. He made a comeback." Yeah, 2-minute nap, and now he's back. Cat nap, that he did it. Yay! Let's hear it. Hero. Woo. He was in Tamagun. Now he sprang right back into Sattvagun. Yeah, so these are the 3 modes we should be actually looking at and observing and giving some attention to, and we should measure what kind of influence we are under when it comes to these 3 modes of material nature. Ultimately, we are, like the verse indicates, we should come to transcendence, try to rise above these 3 modes of material nature. A good way to do that is through what we're doing here, chanting, right? Because you have lots of options what to do on a Saturday afternoon. A lot of things going on out there. Haribol. Wow. Your nose. Come on in with your smile. We welcome smiles. We discourage frowns. Jai. Yeah, so the 3 gunas, always we must try to work at transcending them, but sometimes we can employ them in Krishna's service. And of course the best way is through Kirtan, which is what we're doing right now. And isn't it nice that after 2 years of curfews, a long 2-year kind of curfew, we're now together again. And hopefully we can continue to do this. Isn't it? We've just been craving to do that. What an austerity program it's been, not being with each other. We're social animals. We're meant to be together. We're herders. You go with the herd. That's one thing I realized walking through the wilderness, and you got elk. They like to be together. When it comes to the members of the moose family, it's a little different. Deer tend to be sometimes alone, and moose in particular. They're loners. They seem to be happy in their meditations. Do they meditate? I think they do to some degree. They certainly contemplate on what to eat, where to sleep, you know, and to find a mate, and arrange for a defense. You know, maybe there's a pack of wolves surrounding them, and they've got to be, you know, nature's pretty harsh. With the three modes of nature stirring up, it's a harsh world that we live in. What the verse indicates, by Prabhupada says, just get Krishna in there. Develop that consciousness of Krishna. And again, the easiest way to do that is through this Harinam. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Keva Kevalam. Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gati Ranyata. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. Now when we talk to some of our Christian friends, there's only one way. And all we can say is, absolutely right. The only way is Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gati Ranyata. Okay. Years ago, I had just joined the movement in '73, and I was in Honest Ads. Does anybody remember Honest Ads on Bloor Street? Everyone had to go there, like you're an idiot. You lived in Toronto, you didn't know Honest Ads. Right? So I remember meeting a couple of ladies there, and one of them was speaking in tongues. You know what tongues are? It's just like a language that is not well understood, but it's just like it's invoked. It's a spontaneous kind of language, and it would indicate that you're in some kind of bhava or ecstasy. And I was listening to the lady sort of rattle on, if I can use that term. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but she went on. And then I asked her companion, okay, that's very nice. What does it mean? And there was no answer. And then I just took one of those verses, padam padam yad vipadam natesham from Sanskrit. I speak in tongues too. I took a verse from the Bhagavatam. And they weren't too impressed, you know, but. And that happened in front of Honest Ads. Yeah. So, to reach transcendence, it just means to try to insert Krishna into your life. That's all it is. That's all over the Bhagavad Gita. Bring Krishna into the picture. Yad karashi, yad ashnasi, yad joshi, yad asi, yad tapasyasya. Any austerities you perform, do it for Krishna, right? So we're so happy our household here is understood. This is your new place, right?
Yes.
How long have you been here?
3.5 months.
3.5 months, okay. And you've got the right idea. This space is meant for Krishna, right? For your live-in, but Krishna is the focal point, right? And that's what we have to do with everything. I get really impressed with our people when they come to the temple sometime, or they make arrangements, they pre-arrange. We got a new Lexus, and we want you to bless it. And so we'll make an arrangement. Yeah, no problem. He says, what do we need? So just for you to drive it. And so we'll drive like 3 revolutions around the temple. You know, you turn a right from Roxborough to Avenue Road to, what's the next one over? McPherson, yeah. And then the next street over, and then you're back on Roxborough. You do that 3 times. And while that's going on, we have Kirtan inside. And that's how we bless it. We bring Krishna into their Lexus. And sometimes they get a little more elaborate. They want to put like a garland like this from the deities and attach it to the windshield or something like that. Or they expect a little bit more, okay, coconut. Coconut, we need to have a coconut. We have to crack it in front of the, not on the car, on the mirror. Oh no. In front of the car. Someone came at a motorcycle.
No lemon or lime under the tire?
Those two, yeah, all kinds of, it depends on what part of India you come from, yeah. You put a lemon or a lime under and then you're supposed to squish it and, yeah. Yeah. So those are some of the rituals that people engage in, and to me, it's very commendable because again, they just want to insert Krishna into their, a little bit of their life, their zone in which they live. There's nothing wrong with it. It's quite nice. And of course, for us, somebody like myself, I get a little break and I get to go in someone's car and have Kirtan. And whenever you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's very auspicious. And this was the idea that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had, which is bring that mantra in. Roll out they say roll out the carpet. For him it was roll out the mantra. And Prabhu Chandan, you're from Kolkata, right?
Yes.
And your family is, your wife is as well?
Yes.
Okay, wow. So you're from Prabhupada's town. I'm from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's his zone. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for this kind of support. I want to take the opportunity to invite everybody over to next week's big Maha Kirtan, which will be in front of Old City Hall. And it's a chant for peace, especially for the Ukraine. And that will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Please be there, not at 2, but before 2. Okay? So we can have ourselves good and ready. Right on Queen Street there. And just like we had the Kirtan for the Bangladeshi situation a few months ago, it was very successful. So I'd like to do that again. We're asking all of you to make some plans to come. Hopefully the weather will be nice and not overcast, or at least not raining. And even if it's a little drizzle, I think we're going to be there anyways. Yeah, so that would be very nice, honorable, to help our many devotees and people in that country that's very troubled right now. Talk about trying to calm Rajas and Tamas. How this whole thing flared up. A little hard to say. I think it's very hard for people to understand the dynamics behind it all. It's always complicated when it comes to war. There's not one simple, you cannot trace simply why this was sparked. It's very hard. It's very complex because human beings are terribly complex. But it is what it is, and we know that through exposing the public to the mantra, that there's a purification. And when people see that we're kind of serious about it, and that they feel a certain vibration, the public, people are not stupid. They can pick up on these vibrations very easily. I remember when we did the program there for the Bangladeshi victims a few months back, and some of our devotees they came to me, and most of us were masked, right? So you couldn't see people's smiles, but I had at least 2 people come to me from our community, says, Maharaj, it's just, everyone's too happy. For the Kirtan years, they're too happy. And I said, well, there's nothing I can do about that. And then we're trying to be a little grave, we mean business, but at the same time, to counteract something that's dismal, you have to throw the other, the curveball is throw happiness out there. Happy, what's the song? Happy. Okay, so, and that's it. And then I had another person, he went like this, says, Maharaj, that devotee's playing the mridanga, and he's bleeding, it's red all over the drum. I said, Prabhu, how many kirtans have you been to where everyone gets excited? It's just the way it is. It's part and parcel of kirtan. Nothing to worry about. In fact, for some people, they were just really, it was their first time to have such a big gathering together. Now, just another sort of an announcement is that we're anticipating another Rath Yatra, a big one again, down Yonge Street. Yes, that's right. We have the permit to go to the island, so the other thing naturally follows. But just keep your eyes and ears open, that's the plan.
In July.
Yeah, July 16th and 17th. Usually the 3rd weekend. Yeah. So that's what we got. What do you think about that? Can everyone ululate? 1, 2, 3. try, don't get carried away. I noticed that Chase didn't even try. Didn't even try. But it's supposed to be a sound of glory, ecstasy, you know, we're happy people, and that's kind of what we've been missing again. Anybody likes to be involved in the organization of that, just let us know. There's many facets to it, and you know, we hope we'll bring it to a scale where it should be. And it is our 50th anniversary of the Rath Yatra. 50 years of Jagannath being downtown. The early Rath Yatras happened on, not Yonge Street. They happened on Avenue Road and then University. And we'd end up at Nathan Phillips Square. And one year we had, what was his name? David Sewell. He was our mayor of that time. And there was a lot of talk. He was actually committed to coming. And people wouldn't believe that the mayor would come and support a Hare Krishna festival, you know, because those days are very different. We're quite accepted and established now, but in the 70s it wasn't like that. We were a new kind of, you know, kind of quasi kind of group. Not everybody could understand us. So anyways, the media went there. Are you definitely going to this Hare Krishna festival that's coming up in the summer? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty much. Yes, I'm definitely going to participate in the festivities. Yeah. So when you have certain dignitaries like that, it's good. They mean it. So we used to go to Nathan Phillips Square, but because it's all concrete, you can't really put anything into the ground very much. You can't pitch tents and all that, which is kind of a requirement for us for our displays and so on like that. Plus, it's hot there, there's no trees. So one devotee, his name's Davy Deva, who is in Philadelphia now. He's a boy that joined from Windsor, Ontario. And he had the idea, why don't we go down Yonge Street? You know, down Yonge Street. And then we could end up at the islands. So this idea bore fruit, and we've been going there ever since. And it is, I've been to different Rath Yatras in the world, and I must say, it is the best location, hands down, on the planet. On the planet. I don't know about other planets, whatever they're doing there. But definitely this is the best place because we're going over the water, everything gets cool, and even our temperatures go down. You know, it's a little bit, you know, a little bit challenging on young sometimes, you know. There's not much breathing space, and you know what it's like. You know, everyone gets all excited, and they step on your shoes, and your shoe was here, you know, it was on your foot, and then it's one block back by the time you get it. You know, that kind of stuff, you know. And then people come around with a pink drink, and they put it in your face. You know, they interrupt. Yeah, we have a good time. We have a good time. It's great. So it'll be our 50th anniversary. It's got to be big. It's got to be nice. And then you go under the tree. We go to an island. There's no cars. Do we have any car lovers here? No car lovers?
There's 2 islands.
Oh yeah, I know him. These little boys, they're car lovers. I know. That was the first thing we saw when we came in the door. They showed off their little cars. No problem. No problem. But there, it's trees, it's birds, it's people, it's robins, it's, you know, just air, good air, water all around. Such a nice location. So calming. And every year, I don't know about you, Prabhus, I go every year just to go for a swim. Yeah. Yeah. Some people are surprised. Swim. Water. You know. On the South Shore. Yeah, on the South Shore, you go there. It is a marvelous location. And you know what's kind of nice? You know, we have it so lucky because if you go to Los Angeles, where they have their own thing, I'm glad I'm talking a little bit, it takes my mind off my pain. But in Los Angeles, they always, it's on the mainland, it's near the beach, Venice Beach, and there's all these people from another Christian group, they come, and they come with their placards, and it's all sort of anti-Krishna, and this and that. Yeah, and,
I think
you know,
it's on Laguna Beach, right?
yeah.
I was there.
Laguna? No, I think it's Venice.
No, Venice Beach.
Venice. Anyways,
Venice Beach.
Los Angeles. Okay. So, anyways, they tried to break up the fun that we're having, you know. And they have their placards and they make loud voices and try to disturb everything, but they never succeed. And local people, they just love our festival. We're singing, we're happy, we're dancing, and all this stuff. So those same people who are protesting every year, the same group of people, you know what they do? When it comes to prasadam time, they all line up. They all line up, and then, like devotees don't take it too seriously, but they do this the other
They
day.
take a halftime, they take a break more or less.
I don't know if they take a break. I think they probably just eat and then they go home.
Oh, then they go home.
Yeah, they're tired by
They don't
that
pick the
time.
signs up after that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about those details. Yeah, so we're very lucky to, have this. It's probably the biggest in North America, attendance-wise. And there's a lot of interesting histories. One year we didn't have a chariot. It didn't work. So we just put the deities into like a car, limousine. For several years we had elephants. We even had a lion cub in a convertible, and one of our devotees, he's a brahmachari, was holding that cub. Can you imagine going down, down Avenue Road with that little cub and the elephant? And we'd have horses, Palomino horses. We'd have a guy dressed up like Yudhishthira. He already had a white beard. We had to put a mukut on him and something like that. Yeah. And we've had bagpipe players, the Highlander music, and it fits in kind of nice, that nice drone sound. You don't know it. Okay, great.
That's some bagpipes, Maharaj?
Yeah,
I'd love to hear
exactly,
that.
bagpipes. Yeah, because they sound like Chennai, like
Oh, right.
Nageshwaram, like South Indian
Yeah.
type ones. And then we've had also different, like Gujarati ladies do their stick dance, their garba, And the last time we had it, Gita, you may remember, we had a whole bunch of the Ukrainian devotees and Russian ladies. They all dressed up real nice, and Anand was beating on the djembe, and I was leading the kirtan. We were in the front, and those girls practiced. They did so good. It looked so culturally pleasing. It was an eye catcher. Yeah. So, happy times. We're here to insert into the culture something spiritual, something that's very much blatantly missing in our world, in our society, the spiritual component, right? Everything else is there. Everything mundane is there. Where do you find spirituality? It's hard to find. I mean, you can, for a person who's on the spiritual path, they can see Krishna in everything. For the person who's not exposed, it's all very mundane. It's all me, me, me. Right? So how about Krishna, Krishna, Krishna? So that's what we're all about. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Those are kirtans that we're all looking forward to next week at Old City Hall, and then in July again. And as many times if you want to go on. Our plan is to go to High Park like last summer. Go every Saturday, as many Saturdays as we can, from 1 to 3. Nice people, very nice. Good.
Kirtan?
Kirtan, yep. Any comments anybody like to make? Yes.
Did Prabhupada ever go to the Rath Yatra in Toronto?
No. He came 2 years to Toronto in 75 and 76. And in 75, he walked on the boardwalk at the beaches. It's a little bit over 2 kilometers, and we took him there as the sun was coming up. So that he did go there. He also went to Taylor Creek Park, which is off of the Don Valley parking lot. I'm joking. Don Valley parking lot, did you get it? Parking lot. Taylor Creek Park. We took him on there. That was in June in 76, the next year. Yeah. We took him to different locations, and it was. He definitely blessed us. And he was very much involved in getting our current building on Avenue Road. Yeah, good. So thank you very much for listening, and Chandan, what else is in store for us here?
Yeah, So I think I would request Mataji if you could some Kirtan.
Okay.
So some more Kirtan.
I had a feeling you were gonna ask for more of that, but I will go upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to just take this.
So we'll clap for Maharaj. It was a wonderful.
I'm going to, like they do at weddings, they throw the bouquet. I'm just going to throw this out there. Okay, and just, I'm going to close my eyes so it's not finished. I won't show any favoritism, but whoever catches it, like this came from Radhagopi, not the stories, no, from Prabhupada's Murti, okay? Okay, Hare Krishna. Somebody should be actually, spinning me around so I get to. Anyways, I'm just going to throw it out there.
Hare.
To the flute player. Thank you, Mahabhagavat. Okay, Jai Hare Krishna. I'm going to make my way through and we'll see you around.
Or should I come up and come back?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It's never done that before. Yeah, that's what it is. Go back.
So, thanks Mataji. Kirtan. So we wanted to hear some more Kirtan. Maybe so Maharaj said we can take prasadam now. So if you would like to have some more Kirtan after that. So
हम लोग एक्चुअली मुंबई थे पेरेंट्स आंध्र थे राजगढ़ के
this is dal actually, मूंग दाल. This is dal.
Oh, yeah, yes.
ये एक्चुअली हम लोग बंगाली में बोलते हैं लाइक धोखा डालना. धोखा दाल का ही है.
Got it.
क्या दाल? ये खा के देखिए.
Yes. मैं टेस्ट करूँगा.
ए हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं इसको बताओ? इसको धोखा डालना को?
कौन सा?
दाल का नॉट इंडिया में कैसे क्या बनाते हैं? इसको धोखा डालना.
बेसन का बना
ये दाल का ये पूरा दाल.
उधर या इधर चना दाल.
चना दाल का ही.
Time went by so fast in COVID. It's hard to believe that it's back.
Yes, it's like a black hole out in our life, and then we come back like somehow.
Oh, have you said?
I think everyone made their own life in these 2 years.
Yeah, it was like another.
Or upstairs, anywhere.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna,
Mataji, one more, like, or like anyone. You will do it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare more tunes, Mataji? One more, please. Alright, Prabhuji, you can also have one more tune.
Yes.
I can sing it, please. एक मिनट आता हूँ
Hare Bol.